Welcome to episode 16 of Sidelined with Jonny and Noah. I'm Jonny.
And I'm Noah. It's been a long time. We were very busy celebrating the holidays, working on the channel. But we're back. We're filming a nice little short video for you guys. We're going to be doing shorter videos from now on. And so for this video, we're going to be doing news around the league and some burning questions and, covering some other things come playoff time. So let's jump right into it. And for our first segment, we're going to be doing some news around the league. There's a bunch of stuff going on right now. So, Jonny, let's get right into it.
Yeah, we have John Madden passing away at the age of 85 this week, as well as Dan Reeves dying at the age of 77. Both legendary coaches, and John Madden, obviously the NFL broadcaster and cover and maker of the Madden football game that we all love. So that's some sad news to start off this week's episode, but we have some funnier things coming up next.
Yeah, obviously may they rest in peace. But next up we have the Carolina owner having buyer remorse on Matt Rule's 7-year, $62 million deal. He actually said this.
Yeah.
And in case you guys wanted to know, Matt Rule is still employed.
Yeah.
He's not fired.
Only 2 years into his 7-year deal, so he's got a lot left.
And they said this.
Yeah.
So
I just think that's funny.
It's a little bit of a funny one. It's kind of tough for him because he was just talking about how the team takes a little bit to develop. But
usually it's a 3-year turnaround, but that team wasn't even that awful, to be honest. But
so maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, Ben Roethlisberger stated that this might be his last game come Monday night at Heinz Field, so he might not be the quarterback come next season.
He would be the last of the 3 quarterbacks in that class.
From 2004.
Eli Manning and Philip Rivers are already retired, so Big Ben, I mean, we could see the last.
Could be the last one standing.
Yeah, and then finally our Hall of Fame finalists were revealed. A couple of highlighted players were people like Reggie Wayne. I think Torrey Holt is in there again.
But no Steve Smith.
No Steve Smith. He missed out on his first year eligible. But of course, there's other guys like Patrick Willis. Obviously, he's probably going to get in.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of guys like that.
Pretty crazy. And then our first interview of the next head coach pool, the Jaguars finally interviewed Coach Doug Peterson. I think he's a good fit for them. He could definitely be the right guy. He's a Super Bowl champion. And the Jags, they haven't had a Super Bowl winning head coach other than Tom Coughlin, but he would win later in his career, obviously.
Yeah, of course, So, I mean, this could be something different for the Jaguars. I mean, they might need a breath of fresh air. Doug Peterson has a creative mind, so you never know what's going to happen with him. And now to jump into our next segment, burning questions.
Yeah.
We're going to have 3 questions that, after a couple weeks of taking off from the videos, we are starting to gather up, and maybe these are things we need to start asking. So, for our first one, Jonny, are the Cowboys for real?
They haven't been in the past, and I'm going to stick with that. I think no. Their team is very good. Their defense is fantastic out of nowhere. Dan Quinn looks fantastic. But I want to say no, they're not for real. What do you think?
I think if they are, this is the year to prove that they are for real. And if they don't do it this year, then we're going to always think of them as a bunch of fakers. But the defense does look good, which is something that they weren't when they were back in 2016 when they were really good. They didn't really have a defense. It was Dak Prescott's breakout year, and honestly, they definitely weren't for real at that point. But now I think the offense is they're second to their defense right now. And defense wins championships. So as long as they play well, I think they've been playing well this year. So I think this is they're for real this year.
Yeah, okay.
They could prove me wrong, and then I'll probably never take them again. But
that's true. Next question: is Julio Jones done?
I don't think he's done. I think he'll probably be able to squeeze out another year or two. I don't think he's gonna retire.
He's just not going to be that alpha receiver that he used to be.
I don't know. I mean, injuries are obviously a huge factor.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ryan Tannehill is a decent quarterback. He's not the quarterback he's used to. Matt Ryan is very throw heavy, and he's
they're a very run heavy team.
Yeah, he's pretty good with accuracy, and he has some decent throw power. And obviously Tannehill's all right too, but they're different quarterbacks, and Julio Jones needs to get used to that. And it's still, he's still getting used to all this stuff, and he's still hurt. Yeah. He hasn't had a fully healthy season in over 3 years. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know if he's done, but I wouldn't say that he's going to be considered an elite tier receiver.
Yeah,
all time, of course. But what do you think?
I think he isn't going to retire. I think, like you said, maybe have another year or two, but he's going to be falling down the depth chart. I think by next season they're going to draft a receiver, and he's going to fall to 3 or 4, maybe even further down the depth chart.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to be the guy. And what's our final question?
Well, our final question is: after the past couple weeks and lighting up the Ravens twice this year, is Joe Burrow a top 10 quarterback?
Absolutely. Absolutely a top 10 quarterback. He looks fantastic. I think they absolutely swung and hit a home run on that pick.
Yeah.
Last year we were kind of questioning that. I know he looked good, but then he got hurt. And this year he has just blown away all expectations. We really didn't think he would be this good of a quarterback. Yeah. And I think that he has the potential to be that all-pro quarterback.
I mean, it was becoming increasingly clear that Justin Herbert was the runaway favorite quarterback of the class last year. But after this year, I don't know. I mean,
I think he really humbled.
Everyone criticized Burrow and the Bengals for taking Jamar Chase instead of a lineman, but it looks like
it's worked out.
Been doing just fine with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, their team's doing really well. He has over 4,000 passing yards, 2 receivers over 1,000 receiving, and a running back over 1,000 rushing. I mean, they say there's a lot of statistics about that stuff, but I feel like they're a really good offense, and most of that's in part to Joe Burrow. He has a very good arm. He's a great leader, and he's obviously proven that he can take on the media with all his interviews. So I think I'm going to give him, I would say he's top 10. I would say even he might be nearing that top 5 range if he continues this kind of performance. Obviously, the Ravens practice. We're all ready for the practice squad. Ravens practice squad comments that he's looking up. 525 yards is impressive alone.
Yeah,
and
doesn't always happen.
Yeah,
it's so rare. That's
top,
4th all time.
7 in all these major categories.
It's true.
So, yeah, I would say, I mean, if he's top 7 in all these major categories, he has to be at least top 10.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, finally, looking into the playoff picture, are there any teams that you think don't belong?
I'm going to say the Dolphins, honestly, the last 2 seeds. And I'm starting to question why we even have the last 2 seeds. It looks like these teams haven't really earned it, in all honesty. Dolphins and the Eagles. Dolphins are on a 7-game winning streak. So
yeah, that's true.
This isn't coming from a salty Jets fan. This is coming from the fact that their 7-game win streak is not that impressive. The most impressive game that they have is against the Ravens, and as we could tell,
the Ravens are falling down. They were the number 1 seed
now, and they were the 1 seed in Week 13. So
that's crazy.
That win is becoming less and less impressive. And the Eagles, I don't know. The Eagles just don't look like that kind of team yet. They look good.
Yeah, both them and the Dolphins look good towards the end of the season, but they both started off so poor.
But I like the 49ers.
I think the 49ers need to stick in the playoffs. They look so good.
Ironically, those are the last 2 seeds. The Eagles and the 49ers are the only ones. The 6th and 7th seed are the only 2 who haven't clinched already. And for the AFC, it's different. Chiefs are the only team that have clinched. But the Titans, obviously, and the Colts are having clinching scenarios. Same with the Patriots. Bills and Bengals, I think, all this week. Dolphins obviously need to keep winning. But like you mentioned before we started recording, there's how many teams with 8 wins already? Like
from the 8th seed to the 10th seed in the AFC, they're all 8-win teams.
From the 8th seed? Oh yeah, no, even from the 7th seed too.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes, the 7th seed. Yep.
And then there's also teams that are 7-win, which is 1 game off, of course, and strength of schedule and all that would be coming into that.
The AFC is so close.
Could you see a team like the Browns making a push for the playoffs? They're the 7th seed for a reason.
I don't think the Browns are going to make the playoffs. I just don't think they're hot enough right now to make the playoffs. Baker doesn't look that great. And compared to these other teams like the Dolphins who have been putting it together, I'm going to give them credit because their defense has been lights out, even though they've been playing really bad teams.
I think they play the Patriots this week.
Oh, okay, that would be interesting to see if they're real enough.
Yeah.
But I think the Dolphins can squeak in.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the 7th seed anymore. The first year it was kind of cool, but after seeing these teams, I mean...
Yeah. Like last year, it was the Washington football team, and they weren't good.
Yeah, it gives an unrealistic view of playoffs, because...
Supposed to be the best in the league.
I feel like 2 teams deserve a bye week.
Yeah. I would agree with that, too, but...
Yeah, so I think the playoffs look good this year. I kind of wish the Browns would make it. I feel like they were exciting last year for a couple games.
Definitely.
2 games very close. And in the NFC, I mean, I've been wanting to see the Minnesota Vikings offense.
I know. I have too. I like the Vikings,
I don't think it's in the cards this year.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So that's just about going to wrap up this episode. Good to have everyone back.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be back. Yeah, if you guys like the shorter videos, let us know in the comments down below. If you guys have any other thoughts or suggestions to do, let us know. And don't forget to follow the Twitter, our TikTok as well, down in the link, and with our link tree as well. So
we'll be more active on it, we promise.
Yep.
Come back from a long holiday weekend, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so take care.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Enjoy the weekend.